To Prince Showdown House, exercise number 57 and 58, Sir Kailash Chandra, 140 words a minute. Ready? Start. First of all, I would like to thank the members of this house, all those who have spoken and all those who have been moved cut motions for the interest that they have advised for the cause of health. I agree entirely with so many friends who have said that far too little time is given to this house for discussion and exchange of views on the subject which is so vital to the progress of the country. It is undoubtedly a nation building activity to cater to the health of the people committed to the charge of any government, and if we are not able to give enough attention to these problems and if we are not able to give enough money to improve the standards of health, I am of course convinced that we shall not really make the progress that we wanted to this country to make. I am, however, heartened by the fact that countryside is health conscious. Anywhere that I go, the two things that the villager demands are medical aid and relief and schools for his children. And I believe that anything the people, the masses demand will certainly come about. I would like to comment to the points that have been raised by the various speakers. First of all, everybody has welcomed the malaria control program. I am very happy to be able to say that at the end of the 11th 5-year plan, we shall have covered 125 millions of the population from the risk of malaria, and I sincerely hope that by the end of the ninth 5-year plan, practically the entire country will have been covered. And that certain means a tremendous asset to the nation, because those poor people who used to be laid down for 4 months in a year with malaria will not able to help in production which is so vitally needed for progress. Then a comment has been made on the community projects. I think I ought to say that I have from the very beginnings, ever since I was charged with serving the Ministry of Health, laid the greatest emphasis on medical aid and relief to the rural population in particular, because they have been sadly neglected up to date. I think it is impossible for the long time to come to give all hospital facilities for people. The first thing, therefore, that I took up was maternal and child welfare, and I am glad to be able to say that a great deal of progress has been made in maternal and child welfare. These centers have increased enormously. While I agree entirely with my friend that we have not, of course, got enough health centers in rural areas or enough personnel, I think the creation of the personnel, the creation of the health centers, the creation of the maternity and child welfare centers is going ahead with a fair amount of speed. I was delighted when I went the other day to Bhopal to see in the remotest villages that the villagers themselves have built up maternity and child welfare centers, and government have put qualified women to look after them. The care of the child is certainly our greatest responsibility, and the fact that the death rate per thousand of the estimated population has decreased during these last 7 years speaks, I think, in evidence of the fact that infant and maternal care is now receiving the care that it merits. I hope that in these community projects areas, in the secondary health centers, which I would like to come into the national extension service blocks, still further care will be given to maternal and child needs, so that we may be able to serve this part of the population better than we have done so far. A sum of rupees 50 lakhs has been given by the center especially for maternal and child welfare in the backward areas. Another sum of rupees 50 lakhs is being offered to the states again from the center, apart from what the planning commission is doing for this vital work. Of course, health is a state subject. Many things that have been said by way of criticism leveled at me should really be leveled at the state governments. I have stated very clearly in the preamble to this report what the Central Ministry of Health is responsible for. I hope the honorable members of this House who have perused this report with the care that it merits will be able to give the Central Ministry of Health a certificate that in all the subjects that are under their care, this ministry has not been at all negligent. I know no one is more dissatisfied than I myself at the slow progress that we have made in the matter of provision of health services to the people. But with the limited resources at our disposal, I claim that we have made the most of what has been given to us. Next para. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, before I say anything about defense, I would like to congratulate the Home Ministry on the splendid work it has done in connection with the improvement of the conditions of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. The present Home Minister and his ministry are not spending money on good schemes as used to be done in the past. They have got very many schemes, and those schemes are really worth spending lot of money. They are really for the benefit of these communities. I was going to ask the Home Ministry to set up a separate fund for the construction of houses for these communities, since the ministry concerned with housing and completely neglected this problem which is facing these communities. Even the Planning Commission in the last 5 year plan has not done much in this regard. I think even in the 10th 5 year plan, there is no definite plan for providing housing facilities for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. But since the housing minister has promised that he is going to constitute a board to go into these things, I do not think there is any need for me to stress this point anymore about the board which is going to be constituted. I would definitely like to say a few words. This board, I believe, is going to consist of some members of the Harijan community and also a number of members belonging to non Harijan communities. In any case, I would very much like that this board, which will of course function under the Home Ministry, should have as its chairman a non-Harijan. I wanted to stress this point because I know that in some of the states where the portfolio of Harijan welfare is given to a Harijan minister, he is not able to do his work properly. It is not because he cannot do it, it is not that he is not efficient enough to do it, but because every time he speaks about the welfare of scheduled caste and measures to be taken to improve their conditions, he is generally looked down by the other members of the cabinet as a communalist. If the same thing is done by a member belonging to a non-Harijan community, he will be considered to be doing a national service. Therefore, the chairmanship should go to a non-Harijan. The 10th 5 year plan, I understand, is going to be an industrial plan. Many industries are going to be established in this country. Therefore, I feel it my duty to say that the ministries concerned with heavy industries should take proper care in setting up new industries in placed which are not very well developed. For instance, if a heavy industry is set up only in one state, all the ancillary factories crop up in that particular state and the benefits are derived only by the people of that state. Even in the case of employment in those factories, it is always observed that the people belonging to that particular state get the preference and the people belonging to other stages do not get any benefit out of it. Therefore, the ministry should take proper care to see that these heavy industries are located in such places that they cater not only to one particular state but can also cater to more than one state. For instance, if a factory is located in the center of a state, the benefit of it will be derived only by the people of that particular state. There is a factory in Chennai, the Parampur coach factory, which is producing coaches. That is located in the heart of the city of Chennai. It cannot help the people of either Andhra or Kerala. If the same factory were to be located on the borders, there may be so many ancillary industries, feeder industries in Andhra or in Kerala. Because it is located in the heart of the city of Chennai, only the people of that state could make any profit out of it. Therefore, I appeal to the ministry concerned to take proper steps to locate the future industries in such places so that they could be of help not only to one state but be of help to more than one state. In Hyderabad, there is a place which produces thermal power, but there is no industries to make use of that power. Repeated requests have been made by the government of Hyderabad, but the ministry at the center is not at all taking any notice of it. I think if a factory to produce electrical goods or a small fertilizer factory or a small engineering factory were to be located at that particular place, that will be able to cater not only to the Hyderabad state but also to Andhra and other places as well. Therefore, it is necessary that steps should be taken to see that heavy industries are located not in one particular state but on the borders of states. Stop.